Hello children, today I am going to start second part of lesson number 9, force and types of motion. Yesterday we have seen Newton's first law of motion. Today we are going to start with activity 9.2. Take a 5 rupee coin on a stiff card covering an empty glass tumbler. एक empty glass tumbler लो, उसके ऊपर एक card रखो and keep a 5 rupee coin. And give the card a sharp horizontal flick with a finger. फिंगर से उसको फ्लिक करो. We see the card flies off. लेकिन जो coin है it doesn't fly off, it falls into the glass. Why? Because the inertia of the coin tries to maintain its state of rest when the card flies off. Next is activity 9.3. Place a glass filled tumbler on a tray. Hold the tray and turn around as fast as you can. We observe that the water spills. Same thing, it tries to maintain its state of rest or a state of inertia. If you observe carefully, in a cup and saucer, a groove is provided in the saucer for keeping the cup, because it prevents the cup from toppling. बिकॉज कप फिटनेस इन कप जो है वो ग्रूव में फिट हो जाता है, जो सॉसर के ऊपर एक ग्रूव होता है कप रखने के, और वो सडनली जर्क से वो कप गिरता नहीं है. नाउ वी कम टू आवर नेक्स्ट टॉपिक, इनर्शिया एंड मास. व्हाट इज इनर्शिया एंड व्हाट इज मास? इनर्शिया इज द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट by which it tends to remain at rest, or if it is moving it keeps on moving, if it is at rest it keeps on in rest. So it is an property of every body that it tries to retain its original position, whether it is of rest or of uniform motion. Now in this activity 9.2, we have taken a 5 rupee coin. Instead of 5 rupee coin, supposing we had taken a 1 rupee coin whose mass is much lesser than a 5 rupees coin, then what happens? So it may have carried, the coin may have been carried with the card. So clearly mass plays an important role. Heavy or more massive objects have more inertia and light objects have less inertia. And now what is inertia? Inertia is the natural tendency of an object to resist a change in its state of motion or rest. And what is mass? Mass is the measure of its inertia. So that is the relationship between inertia and mass. Heavier the object, more is the inertia. Lighter the object, the less will be the inertia. So mass is a measure of inertia. So with this we have finished. What is the relationship between mass and inertia? Now we come to our next topic, second law of motion, Newton's second law of motion. So first let us see what is momentum. Momentum is a product of mass and velocity. Symbol of momentum is P. P is equal to m into v. So product momentum has both direction and magnitude. So P is equal to m into v. P is the symbol of momentum. And what is the SI unit of momentum? Mass SI unit is kg and velocity SI unit is meters per second. So SI unit of momentum is kg meters per second. That is so we have seen what is the definition of momentum, what is the formula of momentum, P is equal to m into v, and what is the SI unit of momentum. Now we will see what is second law of motion. The second law of motion states that the change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of the force. Newton's second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. So let us see the mathematical formulation. Change in momentum. Let us see, supposing a body is there having a mass m. It is moving in a straight line having an initial velocity u. It is uniformly accelerated to velocity v in time t. So what is the initial momentum? P1 is equal to mu and final momentum is P2 is mv. So what is change in momentum? P2 minus P1. mv minus mu. M is common, we take out m. So m in the bracket v minus u. And rate of change of momentum m v minus u upon t. We know that F is proportional to, force is proportional to m v minus u upon t. Now F, if you want to change the proportional sign, remove the proportional sign, we take a constant k. So F is equal to k m v minus u upon t. And the value of, so what happens? V minus u upon t means a. So we get F is equal to kma, where k is the constant of proportionality and the value of k is 1. So we take F is equal to ma. F is equal to ma. This is Newton's second law of motion. For F is equal to m into a, force is equal to mass into acceleration. This is Newton's second law of motion. Newton's second law of motion. Now, what is the application of second law of motion? The second law of motion is often seen in our everyday life. Have you noticed while catching a fast moving ball in a cricket field, when a fielder is catching a fast moving cricket ball, a fielder in the ground gradually pulls his hands backwards with the moving ball. In doing so, he is increasing the time and thus the injury to his hands decreases. The chance of injury reduces. Thus the acceleration of the ball is decreased and therefore the impact of catching the fast ball is also reduced, because if the ball is stopped suddenly, then its high velocity decreases to 0 in a very short interval of time. So it may cause injury to the player. Therefore a large force could have to be applied for holding the catch, and that may hurt the palm of the fielder. In a high jump, the athletic event, the athletes are made to fall either on a cushioned bed or a sand bed. This is again same thing, to increase the time of the athlete's fall to stop after making the jump. Thus decreases the rate of change of momentum and hence the force. So same thing happens how a karate player breaks a slab of ice with a single blow. So all these are applications of Newton's second law of motion. Now the first law of motion can be mathematically stated from the expression for the second law of motion. F is equal to ma, or F is equal to m. Instead of a we will write v minus u upon t. Then you cross multiply, Ft is equal to mv minus mu. That is when F is 0, v is equal to u for whatever time t is taken. That means the object will continue moving with uniform velocity u throughout the time t. If u is 0, then v will also be 0. The object will remain at rest. So this is Newton's second law of motion. So we have seen Newton's first law of motion, which states that an object remains in a state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled to change that state by an applied force. Learn the definition of the first law of motion, then the second law of motion. The second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of force. So we have seen both the laws, first law of motion and second law of motion, and applications also. So you please learn the applications also, read them and try to understand them. And in my third video, I will complete the whole lesson. The whole lesson will be completed. Thank you.